Here we are on the couch once again, and this time we're catching up with Blackburn youth men's coach Ryan Rogers. No relation to Duck Dodgers, of course. Ryan Rogers, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Hey, quick question from me straight off the bat. This job down at Blackburn was something that came up late. It was after Christmas.
Yes, it was.
You saw it, you've obviously stepped up, and so far, so good. The team's doing pretty well.
Yeah, it was a late introduction to the club. Yes, some other circumstances made it available, and it's been fantastic. The group of guys have been great. Everyone's brought into what we're trying to do collectively, and the wins have followed. So.
I reckon a lot of people, Cal, probably didn't expect too much from Blackburn this season in State Youth Champ 2.
First season,
yeah, thought they'd just get along and hopefully be competitive. They've been more than competitive. Yeah. They're up on top, I think, at the moment. Well, they've certainly been flying high. They've been a front runner. Can they go on with it from here?
I guess it all remains to be seen. We're not getting ahead of ourselves by no stretch, and I think that's the great thing about the results to date. The guys are keeping each other in check, and the competitiveness that exists within the group has been why the success has continued. Some close results, which we've been able to come out on top of, and I guess those results are the difference between being in the top 4 and being in that bracket of 6 to 8, 6 to 10. So,
hey, I'll tell you what, one of the best players never to play a youth game in his life is sitting beside you.
No, he's not. He's what I've noticed about, obviously, talent is important, but what I've noticed with your group, I saw this at the pre-season tournament, I saw you guys play. You guys are as tight-knit as it gets. Your bench is loud.
They don't shut up.
No, they're crazy. Is that a real focus that you as a coach has instilled on this group?
No, it comes from within the players themselves. Jack Trewella is probably the leader in that, and he'll love to hear that. He's the sort of guy that really gets the blood pumping and the boys moving, and once again, collectively everyone's just brought into that, and that's an environment that we've thrived on today.
Do you ever, as a coach, have to get up off the bench and just walk down the end to get away from the noise, because they literally don't stop, do they?
No, they don't stop, and you probably heard it firsthand.
Oh, don't worry, I heard it well and truly. Yeah. Very, very good.
Yeah, it's a fun environment.
They also love a shot, a few of your boys, and I tell you what, they can shoot the rock as well. You must be pretty pleased when you start to see those threes drop, because it's a bit of a contagious thing in basketball.
Avalanche.
Once one drops off, they go. Walker Brothers Inc., of course, have been right up there. They're probably the best duo for 3-pointers in the competition, all divisions at the moment.
Yeah, quite honestly, I've never seen two guys, and even individually, shoot the 3 ball at a percentage like this, over a sustained period of time. Guys, shoot the ball well. Once off, twice off. But we've been going, 7 games to date, as well as the pre-season, and high 50s for Nick and high 40s for Ray is
incredible. And look, I mean, there's some of us on the couch that could really take a leaf out of their book, to tell you the truth.
If you got a handbook or something, you could pass on that if you could. I suppose you guys are in a prime position. It would be unprecedented for a team off the bat to come and win a championship in their first season. Is that a realistic goal this year?
Oh, it has to be. We're there now, so we are taking it 1 week at a time, and it's cliche, it's boring, but that's what youth basketball is about, probably more so than the championship and the Div 1, Div 2 structure. You've got young kids, you've got guys who can have off games more than established players. We haven't seen Altona yet, who are the other team who are cruising along also, and probably 1 to 5 at the moment. Those teams are starting to separate themselves from the rest of the pack somewhat. So we keep winning. Things will take care of themselves, and if we're there at the end, we're there.
I know you're only new to the Vikes, but tell us a little bit about the club, because it's not that long ago that we saw Blackburn right up the top, men's competition. They were up and firing. They've had to take a step back. They're pushing their way back up through the divisions at the moment. They've obviously got a youth program down there with the men and women. Now the women are down in D2 women. They've been there for a little while. They used to be up in D1 back in about 5 or 6 years ago. Tell us a little bit about the club. What's the vision? Where do they want to get to? Obviously, they want these kids coming through to keep pushing the program along.
Yeah, it's a really tight-knit club environment. I was probably taken back a bit by the junior program and the sustained success that they've had over probably the last 5-6 years. I do remember the days of Liam Santa Maria, Andrew Walter, tearing up the champ men's comp, and I guess clubs that probably hesitate and second guess whether to put a team into the youth competition. This is testament to what it's really about. There's kids that are quite capable. You look at some of the guys like Nick Walker, who has sat towards the end of the bench on a Div 1 or Div 2 roster for 3-4 years now, and these are very capable players. So clubs that do put the investment in it long term, it's only going to reap rewards.
So just on that, from a youth coach's viewpoint, because every club's got their vision and what they're looking for, down at Blackburn, is it about winning youth titles or is it about developing senior players for the future?
It definitely has to be a little bit of both. Obviously, the Div 2 team won last year, and they made the step to Div 1. There's been a little bit of turnover of roster and personnel. So being first year in, the opportunity to have some more established guys came about really late, and even someone like Sean Rossetti, who only made the move in round 3, so he's only had 3 weeks with us to date. I guess that's really going to prove to be a good thing for our young kids. I guess being that I came in so late, we don't probably have the junior personnel, under 18s, under 20s, that some of the other clubs do have. But I think realistically, guys who finish juniors, first year out, second year out, they need to be the ones who fill the majority of your youth league roster, because otherwise they get lost in translation and they're lost from the sport. So, if they have a couple of good years in the youth league system, and hopefully they are pushing to be a part of our premier team.
Good work. Speaking of getting things lost in translation, send us off in style, young man.
Why do I always have to send?
Always. Come on.
No.
You've been a star, Ryan Rogers. Welcome to the Blackburn fraternity. The team's up and running at the moment, doing really, really well.
Oh, very nice.
We are impressed. There's no doubt about that. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Appreciate it. Thanks,
Good on
guys.
you. No worries. On the couch. See you next time.